we go to one major story that we are looking at for you, which has to do with issues coming up out of the June 3 disaster at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, when that oil filling station exploded during the rainstorm. Now, a number of the survivors who were sent to the hospital came out with severe burns, very, very serious burns. Some are still receiving treatment according to government reports. Some are still in the hospital receiving treatment. But there has been an issue of how well people receive family members and relations when they come out of the hospital after such incidents or accidents. And one person who has been a victim and has survived a severe burn and can't tell us about it is here with us in the studio. He's in the person of Dennis Opoku Gyamfi. He's the founder of the Ghana Burns Survivors Association or Foundation. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good afternoon.
Can you tell us, first of all, what happened in your situation and how have you lived on from there?
I sustained burn injury when I was just 1 year old. And I remember way back, I was rejected by the people around. It happens that no school was ready to even admit me at the primary level. I've been through a lot of challenges, and I think this is the reason why we led to this,
The formation of the foundation.
Yes, please.
And how has it been for you growing up? Of course, there was the fear, people paranoid, they were afraid, they didn't know how to receive you, but how did you live through it?
With me, I think I have a very different character when it comes to, receiving people or people fetching me. I don't care about how people think about me because I cannot change people's, reactions, right? And their perceptions. I can only take control over my life, and I believe that this is what I have, and I've accepted it as something that I have to live with, right? So what I do is, if you are not ready to talk to me, I'll talk to you.
Okay.
And if you start me, I have the very strong tool to deal with. If you ask unnecessary questions, I have a very nice way to
go about it.
But how well are we prepared as a nation to help others who goes through this series of injuries?
There are likely to be a lot more people coming out of the hospital, survivors, with these kinds of burns or scars on their bodies. What would your initial advice be to them? Because right from the hospital entrance, when they are about to leave, people will start looking at them differently. What should their attitude be?
We must first of all understand that burns, no matter what you look at it, is one of the most devastating forms of injury, and it presents a very unique challenges. And once it has to do with that, we need somebody to be at the bench unit as a life coach.
Okay.
Or we prepare ourselves so that this peer support thing that I'm trying to put up can really work. I can really tell that this morning when I was at the 37 and I was attending to most of this bench, you could see the joy, the kind of happiness. They feel that they are not alone. They've been there. There's somebody who cares for them. This is exactly what goes through your mind. It happens that you ask yourself, are you ready? Are the people at home ready to receive you? How are your children going to accept you? Is your wife going to still love you as you used to? How are you going to cope with life? So when you have somebody who is there out there and has been able to make it to some point, it motivates you and gives you the encouragement that all is not lost, and there is future and there is hope, and whatever you do, you try to improve upon it, that it will result in a good way.
Okay. We are just about wrapping up this interview. I'm sure in our subsequent bulletins we'll be bringing up how to help people who have gone through it. But what does your foundation do, and how can people contact you for the counseling and then the help that you provide?
Number one, we help with functional reconstructive plastic surgery, and this, I must say, MTN Foundation came to our aid somewhere 2011, 2012, and we've been able to do a lot of surgical operations for people. And again, as a foundation, we try to, motivate and inspire others to be like us, right? But once we are wrapping up and we don't have much time, there is something on my heart that I believe I have to, voice it out. And this has to do with, I heard our president saying that he's going to help, and it's a national, project. I was so happy and touched with that, story. Why? Because when you are left alone on these issues, it's very hardly to bear. But what I'm, looking at wouldn't be just after the bench in it. I mean, you are being treated, your bills have been paid, and you just go back home, you keep on suffering and remain indoors.
After that,
I want to see that a rehabilitation center, at least one, for the whole nation, is built up. So we see phase of this, we make sure that we see a roadmap, this, and we can give subsequent report on those things. Then we use it as a case for the whole thing, because are we prepared as a nation to bear the consequence of the business we do? This is something we have to be asking ourselves as well.
I think that's a very powerful point you make there, but we are hoping that the president has heard you, and we'll go ahead
with all humility. With all humility.
Certainly, I'm sure that it's something that we TV3 would also see how best we can keep government on its toes to make good that promise. Thank you very much, Dennis Opoku Gyamfi. He is the founder of the Ghana Burns Survivors Association, and was just telling us how to deal with the scars after you've gone through a terrible, serious accident.